You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet. Welcome. I'm just going to go ahead and just bid you welcome to this little podcast we have here. Yeah, just a little homespun, artisanal podcast about old-ass video games. Good video games, bad video games, in the middle video games, currently all randomly decided by a spreadsheet that we call our Dark God the Randomizer.
And let's put video games in air quotes. That's a loose,
yeah.
It's a loose structure from which we
like games and we just want to have fun with each other for like 2 hours a week.
Right. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That pretty much boils it down.
It's a loose reason for you to come here, but then we're going to do other shit.
Yeah, if we didn't do this, I'd never see you.
It's like you go see, yeah, you're right. We just wouldn't have time.
No,
like,
I mean, it's the truth.
When you're in your... When you're our age, you have to like structure your fucking time.
Yeah,
that sucks. This is structured time. It's how we see basically anybody.
Did you start saying when you're in your 30s and then stop because you're like, is Dave 40?
No, I know you're not yet.
I'm close.
But I feel like I say that a lot. So, because I'm going to say it again when we start talking about the game we're talking about this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The MechWarriors.
The MechWarriors.
Well, at least we're getting two.
Oh, MechWarriors.
I'm trying to think of a good follow-up to that. That's not come out and play, but I got nothing.
Well, before we get to that, I'm your bearded host, Tyler. And by the time this podcast publishes on Wednesday, I will be microchipped by Bill Gates.
Oh, you're getting your vax?
Get my vaccine.
Nice.
The first, my one of two.
Nice. Yeah. I'm not getting mine for a while. That's not by choice. That's just by order of hierarchy.
Well, I think they got a lot for the hospital.
Yeah.
I figured it'd be a while before they get to food service. They got there a lot quicker than I thought because I think a whole lot of people are like, no, don't trust it. Don't want it. Nope.
No way. That's not it.
Whenever I talk to everyone in my department, like most of them are like, we'll wait. No, don't trust it. Don't trust it. I guess
for everyone else to die?
For everybody else to die,
yeah.
and then they'll make it safe enough, then we'll get it. Yeah.
Ugh.
So it's just like, well, it's not mandatory, so.
I'll have fun being tracked.
Okay. Meanwhile, Bill Gates would be like, I know where to send my money. This guy.
Yeah, it's like a Ready Player One Oasis scenario where it's like everyone who got chipped when Bill Gates dies, everyone who got chipped gets $1,000. So it's really not like the Oasis at all, which involved like people pretty much murdering themselves to try to find eggs. It's totally different. It's way better.
I actually I finished Rhythm of War today,
which
was the fourth book in the Stormlight Archive. Fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I went on a Sanderson binge and read like a bunch of his other works because there are so many references because he's building a huge multi-book, multi-series in the same universe called the Cosmere.
Okay. Doing like a Stephen King kind of thing?
Yeah, like there are world jumpers, people who go between, they're all basically the same core magic
security
system. Yeah. The same core magic system, but it's translated slightly differently.
Crook slightly so.
Slightly so.
Yeah.
So
I get it. Smart.
Now that I got a whole bunch more references that I didn't get before. It was so fucking good.
Does it connect with the Goosebumps universe or
only with Slappy? Slappy's the only character. I thought we were gonna get some monster blood, but no. Only Slappy from the Haunted Dummy or whatever series that was. Yeah.
What was wasn't there a Goosebumps like knockoff book series? I can't remember what that was called.
Probably.
Yeah, there were probably like a bunch of them, right? But you couldn't pass them off on us because we'd be like, that's a fucking goosebump.
Skin willies. You the latest skin willies?
Chicken flesh. No thanks.
So then I started Ready Player 2 right after that.
I've heard things about that.
Yeah, so far it's just like, man, Ernest Cline, you did not know what to do next.
Then why do it?
I mean, I'm going to keep going because I hear
Yeah.
in the last half of the book, it picks up.
I've heard that as well.
But right now, it's just like, oof, man. This feels like either I'm playing the second disc of Xenogears or those last few episodes of
Am I
Neon
reading
Genesis,
Hillary Clinton's emails?
or the last however many episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion where they're just sitting in the chair telling the story. That's where I feel like I'm at now, where it's just like
Eva's a little bit different than that. Eva's like the creator's like, fuck you. Fuck you. You want to make sense out of this? Good luck. I'm out.
Xenogears is like, oh shit, fucking amazing game. And then it's like, all right, we're out of money. Now they're just sort of in chairs in a dark room giving you exposition and you're going to do some battles.
I didn't make it that far in Xenogears. That's the first Xenogears?
Only Xenogears, because there was all sorts of fucked up.
But I
Shit
thought
with
like
the rights.
all the other
Xeno
things.
Saga is the
Isn't
same
that
way.
part of it?
Same way Paper Mario continues on Mario RPG. It's like
Okay.
there's some fucked up shit with the licensing, so they have to do everything a little differently.
Gotcha.
So, but so far, no, I'm gonna keep going. But it's real fucking weird. It's real fucking weird.
Is that the story with Xenogears? They ran out of money and they were like, here it is.
I don't
Exposition?
know that exactly, but I mean, I've read that there was some sort of fuck up.
How long of a segment is that? Like, I mean, is it like the last disc kind of deal? Like, we're
Yeah.
talking about like a long chunk. So really what you're saying is
The last-
do not play Xenogears.
Last 20, no, it's still an amazing game. I think it's well
Even
worth
with
playing.
that?
Even with that, it's worth playing. Like the last 25% is that.
I don't think, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I could commit to that. The last 25% is just them in chairs talking.
And then you'll go through like, yeah, I don't know if they clip out you going to different like cities, but they basically rush through a lot of shit by just giving characters sitting in rocking chairs giving exposition. I haven't played it since probably middle school.
It just seems like something that would really make me upset to like get to that far in the game and then be like, here it is.
At the time, like I was just like, this is kind of weird, but
But I got all the time
I'm
in the
still
world.
enjoying it.
so,
Yeah. I'm not bothered at all.
Yeah, man. Every time I talk about that game with somebody, particularly you, it gets like bumped lower and lower down like the list of games that I need to play.
Well, it just had so much potential, but I feel like just
Yeah.
development and litigation hell just ripped it apart.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yep. It really, really sucks.
That's a mech game.
That's all I was about to say. Also,
If
like
we wanted to segue right now, we could.
actually,
but
the part I enjoy least about Xenogears is not the rocking chair talking.
it's the mech combat.
It's mechs.
Yeah.
I've never been. I don't care for Gundam.
Yeah.
I've never been a giant robot sort of guy.
Yeah. I liked Evo a lot. Neon Genesis Evangelion, which was
Yeah.
formerly mentioned. I like that a lot. But outside of that, I like the idea of mechs. You know what I mean? But I've never like been invested in a show that centers around them or a series that centers
I always
around
wanted the Exo Squad toys.
them. Exo Squad?
It was like I remember it was a cartoon in the 90s where they basically had smaller mechs. More like,
They're like exo suits kind of deal.
yeah, like large exo suit. They were maybe the size of like cars, you know.
All right. Okay.
Just always thought, man, those would fight the Legos really well. In the Lego universe. Let's do some real bad villains.
Legos versus Exos.
Yeah.
All right.
What have you been up to this week?
I've been playing these games, MechWarrior and MechWarrior 3050, of course. Henry destroyed our dining room table today. That was fun. No, he didn't really destroy it. He did the thing where he was writing on a piece of paper that was sitting on the table and didn't have any paper or anything under it. And because he's 6 and the pen wasn't working super great, instead of
You got
like
pressed down
got
super
to press
hard.
down super hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we have like engravings on our dining room table, and like I felt really bad because like he felt horrible about it, and like Either that or he knows how to play me like super, super well. Because like he pulled the paper up. He was writing a note to his teacher, and it's like, so like this is essentially what's inscribed in our dining room table. I have a phone and a iPad, so I can stay home.
So you take them away from him and make him sit there and look at that.
No,
Read your lies, Henry. Read them out loud.
no, he freaked out, man. Like to a degree, because like he was like, I heard him because I was in the kitchen. I hear him go, oh. And I popped in. I was like, what?
A very Dave sentiment that he can make.
yeah, totally. And so like I pop in. I was like, what's wrong? He's like, the pen wasn't writing well. And I'm like, oh God. Because like we had just had a conversation the day before where it's like, because he was doing the same thing. And I was like, dude, don't press down so hard. You'll scratch the table up. Put paper underneath that. So we'd already gone over this. So yeah, he pulled it back and he was like, he started crying. And I was like, Henry, dude, it's okay, but please stop destroying our stuff, please. I don't want to buy another table, man.
I don't want to give it stainless steel everything.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, the whole house is gonna look like a fucking like doctor's office. like this fucking steel bench he leans you back on.
Very padded, tight leather, steel braces.
So whatever. I mean, but I do think it is funny that is the message that's carved in our table. And the reason he wrote that letter is because we got an email today saying that they're gonna try to get the kids back in school in person, like the second week of January. So I told him that, and he was writing a letter to his teacher explaining that because he had an iPhone and an iPad, he didn't have to go back.
Sound logic, Henry. You're right. So. Who was it? What was it? Bill de Blasio was talking about how snow days and days off will just be a thing in the past now. Like, we're building the infrastructure, just like, well, it's snowing. All right, virtual day.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, right. Right? I mean, it's already, look, Henry's in kindergarten, and it's already a nightmare to be like, did you do all your things? I don't know. Does anybody know?
Well, it'll be like any day you have a sub. It's like, all right, virtual day, do a 13-page packet we just printed off the internet.
Yep.
Half of it will not make sense.
Right.
You will have mastered this basic math, but it will not make sense.
You won't understand the question. Yeah. It's like the question is...
Your child will get incredibly upset because they're going to believe the opposite that you do.
The question was originally written in English and then translated into Aramaic and then back into English.
Exactly. Because we've sat there with Choco Chica and Melissa and I both argued with her when she's just like, no, that's not what she said. This is why I had to do it. But that's wrong. That's what she said.
See, like Henry,
I don't want to strike.
A strike?
Yeah, that's what they call it at school. And you get in trouble. You get a strike and so many strikes and you can't do all sorts of stuff like no trips and you have to sit by yourself at lunch and blah, blah, blah.
I tell Henry, like, because like, he doesn't want to make a mistake on his homework. And it's like, and I can't remember if I talked about this on the podcast or not already, but stop me if I have. Like, he gets in this, like, I was helping him with his homework. Well, Nikki was out of the house and was like, okay, you got schoolwork to do. Do your schoolwork. I'm going to chill on the couch.
Yep.
And he was like, oh, like the look on his face is like, this is weird. Usually someone's up my ass.
I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah.
So the catches on fire. Yell for me in a moderate tone.
Look.
Don't like startle me awake. Yeah. Like, like I'll get up.
Yeah. Look, it's like, kid, you're in kindergarten. I love you, but this shit don't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, your biggest thing right now is make sure your letters and numbers all face the right direction. All right? You'll get there. Well, we have faith in you. Like, we don't have to be up your ass. You're going to get it, okay? So, he gets so he's doing his schoolwork and he's like, God, I can't remember exactly what it was, but essentially it was essentially, hey, Dad, what's the answer? And I was like, dude, people normally just give you the answer? Yeah. oh, that shit's gonna change. I was like, what are you talking about? It's like, you know the answer to this. And he's like, I don't know. I was like, you know the answer to this. And I was like, write down what you think it is. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. And like, that was just like a completely alien concept to him. Because it was like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't be like me. Do not be like me. Just fucking figure it out for yourself. Write it down. And if it's wrong, learn from it. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the way you're going to learn. He didn't like that. So we went back and forth on that for like 15 minutes. But eventually we got there. I was like, if you want me to check it when you're done, fine. And I won't tell you if it's right or wrong because your teacher should tell you that.
Well, see, because I forget, I was reading about it on Facebook and I totally agree with it in that school is fucked up in how it's one and done.
How do you mean?
It's like, all right, well, this is the lesson this week.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, you didn't get it, so you got a bunch of it wrong. Oh, well, moving on. You're penalized forever, as opposed to like...
Yeah, you don't understand the French Revolution? Oh, well, never will.
All right. Guess what the example was like? What if a welder was like, oh, okay, I didn't get this welding technique right. Oh, well, okay. I guess you don't know how to do that then. Keep going.
I might kill somebody one day. All right, anyway.
Sure tried harder, I guess. So, I mean, there just needs to be I feel like a different teaching system as opposed to like, take the SAT one time. You better hope it's perfect and you stress out and build a whole system of cheating and all sorts of fucked up shit. Like,
dude, you don't take the SAT one time.
The ACT you can take multiple times.
You can't take the SAT multiple times?
I believe you can only take the SAT
once.
Or maybe if you take it multiple times, like they average it in.
Oh, wow. But I didn't know that.
Something like the ACT you can take over and over and over.
I remember taking the ACT over and over again. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Which, I mean, glad I did that.
See, it took me years and I did not realize because, man, I took it once. I would have had a fantastic score, but I did not bring my calculator. And I got a horrendous score in math. Like, horrible.
Like, how did this guy find his way here? Horrible score? Like,
yeah, like, man. Like, well, yeah, sorry, I can't do trigonometry and calculus without my graphing calculator because I forgot it. You know, but me like, oh, well, I guess I'll take it again. No. I was just like, oh, that composite scores, that's good. I'll just roll with that. Not realizing like, oh, well, this math score means I'm going to have to take years of remedial math before I can do anything. Yeah. Like the easiest fucking math, I'm just wasting my time having to take basically another year of school for all the remedial math they made me take because I did take my ACT more than one time to fix me forgetting my calculator.
I'm glad to hear that. Maybe I'll start doing his homework. Maybe you turned me around.
Just make sure he always has his calculator with him.
Yeah. So I've also been playing Metal Gear Solid. Moving on.
Yeah? And you probably like it more than I do.
I probably do. I just don't want to get into it because we're going to do a Patreon bonus episode about it. I'm looking forward to playing it some more. I'm looking forward to finishing it.
Yeah. You don't want to immediately play like all 5 of them?
No. And I don't think that would be... I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it would be too much. But I don't know what the other games are like. This is my first experience, my first, like, dip of my toe in the Metal Gear Solid universe, so.
Because I've only played... Because I've heard... Like, Grim was yelling at me about spoilers whenever you were playing it in the last stream that I was in, but it's just like... I never fucking played this game.
Yeah.
I just know what I've heard over the years. I assume Dave probably heard the same.
Yeah, what was the spoiler you were talking? Was it like Psycho Mantis thing or something?
Yeah, Psycho Mantis and then something about like about Solid Snake.
It's tough to like avoid spoilers for a game that like so many people loved and it's been out for so long that I don't know. Some things I'm sure will surprise me.
I mean, the Psycho Mantis shit, like I heard like immediately. There was no way that was going to be a surprise to me.
Right, yeah, totally. And I can't wait to get in about that. Talking about that. Yeah. Because I got a whole weird experience with Psycho Mantis that I can't wait to share.
Awesome.
Even weirder. Yeah, I mean, it's It's a good one. It's a doozy. I played some Among Us with the Game Buds on Thursday. I'm on the final test in Learn to Kaizo.
Oh, all right.
So that's I got that going for me, which is pretty nice.
It has been fun watching you play that.
It's fun. I'm glad to hear you say that because I always worry about how entertaining it is to, watch me try to jump off this key 40 times in a row.
I did watch all of that.
Solid material, right? I mean,
It's like, I'm going to do payroll on my work laptop, and I'm going to watch Dave kick this key.
yeah, man. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, well, all I got to do is nail this, right? Eventually, I'm going to get it. And it's like, while I'm doing it, I can just talk about whatever. Like, it requires a very limited band of concentration. It's not like a bullet hell or something where it's like, I can't talk at all. It's like I have to navigate through this maze of death. It's like, I'm just kicking a key around. I'll get it.
Kick a box of Coke Zero. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. I'll get it eventually. It'll be fine.
I'm still playing the shit out of Hades, though.
Yeah, I need to get back into it because I've only got like 5 or 6 clears on it. I can't remember.
I knew I would like it, but man, I really, really like it.
Yeah, no, I'm super glad that you're playing it because I knew. I did. I know you well enough where it's like, I mean, there's so many, and it's also just a really fun game. I mean, it's just like, I'd love to, actually, maybe I wouldn't love to talk to somebody who's played it before and been like, yeah, you know what, it sucked. Because it's like, that person, I don't know. Like
that person's wrong.
Just study that person.
I don't know what's wrong with this guy. Case study.
But I don't know. It's just one of those games that just feels like there's something for everybody in it.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. It's just, I'm glad that you're playing it.
What's your main weapon in it?
I like to play with the spear. I like to play with the shield. I like to play with the sword. The only one I don't like to play with is the railgun. Except for one time where I got the Daedalus hammer upgrade that turned the special ability into rockets. And it's like, okay, I'll clear the game with this. Doom, 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 doom. So, I mean, it all just depends.
Yeah, my least favorite by far is the railgun.
Yeah.
But the hands, man, the twin fists or whatever.
I'm bad with those.
Man. That was my first, because I still haven't completely beaten him on the final boss. But getting through everything, it's like, had to hit those fucking hands, man. Fucking love the hands. Throwing hands.
I gotta study your technique. I'm not good with the fists. But a lot of times I'm finding that the weapon really, it just determines how I upgrade it, know? Because it's like, I didn't like the sword until there's that upgrade where it's like, oh, every time you hit an enemy, you gain 2 hit points. It's like, oh, okay. Now it's great. Now it's the best weapon in the game.
Because I really should I should probably just do the other upgrade where it's like 2% chance to get Daedalus hammers. Like, how about I just max that shit out?
Yep.
Fuck all these godly boons. I'm just going to get the hammers.
Yeah, and then there's even I was going to say, I don't know the item you're talking about that gives you a 2% increase to Daedalus hammers. Do you buy that with light?
With darkness.
You buy it with darkness. Oh, wow.
Or it's like where you have all the stuff for darkness, where you can toggle between.
Yeah, okay. So it is light. It's the other side.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, because there's dark and then there's light on the other side. When you flip
it's a light.
Okay,
the one that you get
yellow.
Yeah. Here, okay, that makes sense.
So I haven't fucked with the light side at all. I've just gone pure Sith. So I should do that. And there's also a keepsake that gives you a bonus as long as you don't have any boons. So that sounds like a viable run you could do.
The one thing that Sisyphus gives you.
Yeah.
That's where, yeah. You could do a pretty good godless run. Like if you really could get a lot of hammers.
Yeah, you need a lot of hammers, yeah.
Well, this could very easily turn into a Hades podcast. So.
Pretty much, essentially has. I've been watching Pin 15. I don't know if you've watched any of that.
That's so fucking good.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Nikki really and I on Saturday night, just about short of 2 episodes, binged the first season because it was like, this is really good.
This is really funny.
This is really, really good. Yeah,
it's like sort of a live action Big Mouth.
It is. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Big Mouth. And but see, I don't know. Big Mouth does things that, like, I mean, Pin 15 definitely does things that are absurdist, but it can't do the same things that, like,
Well,
Big
it's
Mouth
realistic,
because it's right. It's live
absurdist,
action.
yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
There aren't really sex monsters that we can secretly see.
right. But like where Pin 15 excels is the fact that it's like two grown women playing middle schoolers.
Yep.
And everyone else is actually like
Middle
a
schooler.
middle schooler.
Yeah.
So it gets like extremely uncomfortable. Like there's like when
The slumber party scenes. and shit,
yeah. Or when it's like, why don't you go hit on one of those guys? And then there's this like Cinemax style music while like middle school boys are in like soccer leggings and shit. And it's like, it is so uncomfortable that it's just like impossible not to laugh, just to break the tension, you know? And
Yeah.
it's really good. And
Very, very good show.
yeah, so I think there's a second season out, and so I'm ready to get on that.
Oh, so yeah, because I've only seen the first one.
And then I've been watching an anime called Kaiba, which is like, I can't remember if I mentioned this already.
Seto Kaiba from
No, not
Yu-Gi-Oh?
from Activated My Trap card. No, unfortunate naming because it's yeah,
It's like how you have Creed from Rocky. No, Kaiba.
yeah. It's like you have Creed for Rocky, and you mean like the band Creed?
Are you Kaiba's blood?
No, this is one that's like this avant-garde.
Cody Prickett probably really enjoyed that. Him and Jalen Shell. They're the only ones who are posting Yu-Gi-Oh shit all the time.
Yeah, I barely know what the fuck you were talking about.
I know about it from their posts.
Yeah, it's like SpongeBob. Yu-Gi-Oh and SpongeBob are the same to me. That I only know what they are because of memes on the internet.
Yeah.
Even though Henry's been watching SpongeBob,
Kendall likes it too.
so it's like,
All of the girls grew up on it because it's
yeah,
a nickname that started in '99.
yeah,
so.
it's wild, right? But Kaiba's really good. It's like this avant-garde anime from 2008, and it's all about like what is a soul? It's like, is it your memories? And it's like bodies are you can implant your soul, your memories into a different body, and some bodies are synthetic, and like natural born bodies are much more have much more value. And it's like the rich have the bodies, essentially they have the means to like live forever because they can just put their memories in other bodies, and the poor meanwhile don't have that luxury. So it's like pretty much hell because it's like down in the slums, it's just like memory chips everywhere, but like not enough bodies to go around kind of deal. It's cool, man. It's a really and it's got this like mystery kind of thing to it where it's like the main character has amnesia, and it's like he's got strange markings on his body and stuff, and it's like you're trying to figure out what's going on there. And then they totally, not to spoil anything, but like the storytelling's so good because they do like this Game of Thrones thing where it's like they'll introduce a character, he'll be super shitty, and then like as episodes go on, you're like, oh, that's why he's super shitty, and then they kill him.
Okay.
And it's like, all right. So it's interesting just because like bodies are kind of disposable. You never really know who is who at any given moment kind of deal. There's a lot of like ambiguity. It's really neat. Really neat. I recommend.
Sounds good.
All right. That's all I've been up to.
We got a package here.
Oh, yeah, we do. We don't have to talk about these games yet.
That sounds fine to me.
Me too, because I think that, I don't know. We'll get into it later.
Oh, this stuff is ripe for a video.
Yeah, we got some good video content.
This is a box of awesome spicy snacks, but some of these require preparation.
I haven't looked in here yet. This is a package from Kana.
So Kana has sent us Mr. Kimchi, spicy kimchi ramen.
Okay. All right. Curry.
Cup of noodles curry ramen.
Okay. Nice.
Spicy chakri mix, crunchy, spicy Indian style. Remember we had some of these similar to this that we fucking loved.
I think Kira and Bunny have sent something, not
Okay.
that brand, but something similar to
Yeah, it looks
that.
good.
Yeah, and it was really good. Oh, man, what's that? Ghost pepper?
Ghost pepper potato chips.
All right. I like the packaging on that. Oh, it's Trader Joe's. Right on. Man, I wish we had a Trader Joe's.
Cactus cooler.
Yes.
Orange pineapple blast.
Soda jerks.
Yeah.
Kana has mentioned this. What is it? Cactus cooler?
Yep.
It mentioned that to me several times.
So
It's like pineapple soda.
instead of trying this we could try some of this. I prefer to save this for a video.
Save it for a video. We've got this hot sauce too that we haven't tried yet. That I think came in from the G's, right? Gentle G and Indie Cat.
Yeah, yes, you're right.
The scorpion peppers hot sauce. So we can throw. If you want to put that here, I'll toss it to you. It'll probably break. It'll feel.
Almost landed on the glass of my Secret Santa present.
Sorry.
So I also got my Secret Santa present in today.
Yeah.
Which is fucking badass. I mean, whoever my Secret Santa is, thank you. Listen integrally to the podcast, see how much I love this video game papercraft stuff. So I have a papercraft diorama of the scene in Chrono Trigger where they're all around the fire in the woods.
That's an iconic scene.
Very awesome.
That's great.
But yeah, I think it'd be a good for little one-off hot sauces and stuff, like try them on the show, but like packages like that or stuff that requires cooking, because there's a lot of awesome stuff for us to try that require cooking.
Yeah,
like
some preparation.
maybe some more videos of us trying stuff.
Yeah, I'm down to do it. Yeah, we were supposed to do, like, speaking of videos, I'm sure that'd be like a Patreon bonus video.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do Metal Gear Solid this month, December. And then I wasn't able to play the game in time because my PlayStation disc stopped reading. So next month. Also, I am drinking hot cocoa with a bunch of peppermint schnapps in it.
Nice. Nice.
So if I'm not making a lot of sense right now, that's why.
That makes a lot of sense, Dave. I still can't think of anything about Little Nicky whenever people mention peppermint schnapps.
I've never seen it. All I know about it is fucking sweet from like things that I've heard.
Harvey Cocktail's the devil. That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's good. He has a small wiener, I've heard. Infamously small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have heard that too. I think I had that link in the show notes at one point.
I think, we talked about this before, I think. I don't know. It's, you find something out like that, and that's all I can think about every time his name is mentioned.
It's like small wiener. You got more money and fame than I'll ever have, but...
But...
Would we trade? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I got more life in me.
I need to see the numbers.
Yeah, that is true. We do. Yeah, we need to see the financials.
How many inches am I losing? How much money would I gain per inch lost? Let me see the numbers.
Well, if we had our graphing calculators, we could then figure out.
Fucking forgot
how much an inch is worth.
I wonder how much in general that would be worth if you could somehow throw that much money in the pond from Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past and a fairy.
How many rupees would it be?
How many rupees would 1 inch be?
I think it's a curve, right? Because I think it's like you get to a certain amount and then it becomes exponentially higher.
It's like point buy in D&D.
Yes, exactly. If you want an 18, you're going to spend a lot of points. If you're cool with the 14, it's all good. You can get a couple. Yeah. This has been our D&D joke.
I think you're right.
For 5 people.
That Venn diagram of penis humor, D&D, and Legend of Zelda.
I mean, there's a good cross section there.
Yeah, there's something for everybody there.
Yeah, a little bit for everybody. But I mean, yeah, I feel like you get to the average, right? And then it's like every inch above average is like, all right, this is like.
No, it's twice as much for you to go a little bit more. Now it's 3 times as much.
Yeah,
as much.
You go from like half a year's salary to you got to have a loan, like a serious loan, like a mortgage kind of deal, a dick mortgage. Which sounds
dick mortgage market's fucking booming right now.
That's my next Call of Cthulhu character's name, Dick Mortgage.
That's your Afreet character. Who can grant wishes and his name is Dick Mortgage.
I like the idea of him granting witches.
Witches, you're right.
You can't witch for more witches. I have a speech impediment. That would actually be pretty funny.
Spellcasting witches? No. That's what I call sandwiches.
All right.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You hear that, Dave?
What? I do hear that. I played Morkborg this weekend too. It was good.
Nice. Sweet.
I don't want to talk about these games.
I'm drinking Sprite Cranberry and Long Island iced tea mix.
Nice.
That's what I got in this Pineapple Willie's cup.
I almost brought some tequila over to you because it's just been sitting on my shelf for like a really super long time, and I don't think I'm ever going to drink
old
it.
tequila.
Well, I mean, tequila doesn't.
You're right, it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
No, I do. Melissa and I both do like tequila.
Yeah, I'll bring it over.
I'll be your garbage bin for your tequila.
Cool. Yeah, I do hear that sound of.
How'd Morkborg go?
Good. It was really good. Yeah, it was really good. There's an important lesson in that session of Morkborg, and that is when when the session gives you a cannon, use the cannon. Just however way you can.
Yeah.
We infiltrated a house that was like infested with goblins doing like goblin shit. So of course there was a cannon. We turned around a corner and like the goblins fired a shot at us. And then one of my party members' monkeys just started attacking them. And it's like, we killed all the goblins. And then it was like monkeys versus goblins for a second there. It was a lot of fun.
Finish the Jumanji game.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And it's like, what's great is like the moment the goblins fired the cannon, the theme to Gremlins was like in my head for like the rest of the campaign. Because that's all I could think about. We're fucking gremlins. And in Morkborg, goblins are fucking nasty because they're like, they're kind of like werewolves in the fact where it's like if a goblin bites you, you will become a goblin. And it's like in 1d6 days, you'll become a goblin. And the only way to remove that curse is to kill the goblin that bit you, essentially.
Oh.
So this whole session was built around the fact that like this town, this city had been infested with goblins. And it's like everybody was getting infected and like having the goblin curse. It's in the city of Gilgenbeck. And it's like, so
City of Nilbog.
Nilbog, yeah. And now he's gonna kill me. So it all starts out where it's like, okay, well, we're all cursed. That's the premise. We're all cursed, and there's this alchemist in town who has a cure. So it all kind of spins from there. Like we track the alchemist down, and he's in this house, and it's infested with goblins. He's in league with the goblins. Not to spoil this one shot for anybody who's going to play it in the future, but sorry. But the moral of the story is they fired a cannon at us, and then after the battle was over, I was like, "Are there any cannonballs left?" There are 2 cannonballs left. All right, wheel it out. We're shooting it at the house. We're shooting it at the house. And we're there's 3 of us playing and we're all occult herb masters. So like none of us are fighters. We're just like alchemists. So it's like
we're all occult herbalists. It's like, are you playing the Wu-Tang Clan? Are you We're all Red Man.
Yeah, every single one of us. Not a single old dirty bastard in the group. But there's like, so it's like, okay, here's the plan. We're gonna fire a cannon at this house and then make holes, and then I made this soup that allows us to climb walls, so let's just climb the outside of this building and crawl in the holes and throw a bomb in there. And it all would have worked out just fine, but we missed with the bomb, and then we all died.
That was pretty good, though.
It was a lot of fun. Short session, but like, I think that's where Morkborg excels. It's like super, super good for one-shots because it's like, it's fun to play that like beer and pretzels style where it's just like, fuck it, man. Like we're all going to die anyway.
Kick in the door, have fun.
Yeah, totally. And it's like, you can do character development and it's kind of fun to do character development, but just know that it's like, probably going to die.
Yeah.
Probably going to die. So, I mean, like, yeah, do character development, but also like just try to have a shitload of fun. I do hear that.
Yeah.
Which ushers in a segment. It sounds like a bunch of goblins firing cannons. It sounds like somebody's dad dressing up as Santa Claus and getting lodged in the chimney and dying in there.
Yeah.
Which ushers in a segment
stuck in a mech suit and dying in there.
Santa mech. Which ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads some Wikipedia. We're talking about 2 games today. How would you like to do this? Would you like to do a mini-sode on MechWarrior and then once we're done with MechWarrior, do a mini-sode on MechWarrior 3050? Or you just want to do super sloppy double dare? How do you want to do it?
Either way, sounds good to me.
You want to do little mini things?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Okay. Structured good boy
You
chat.
want some structure? All right.
All right.
Some Discord.
All right. Okay, guys. MechWarrior for the SNES is a video game. Can you tell I haven't pulled it up yet? For the Super Nintendo.
The Super Nintendo Entertainment System, which a lot of you know came after the Nintendo Entertainment Center.
Your parents help you hook it up.
And if you played the Super Nintendo first, you would often call the Nintendo regular Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like Tyler does.
One of my favorite things looking for CRTs is seeing how like people describe them on Facebook Marketplace when they put them up, where it's like, I got one of them fatback TVs. And it's like, I would like that fatback TV, please.
Can you tell me about your bitches? Are they similar?
Okay, guys. MechWarrior, known in Japan as Battletech, is a first-person action video game for the Super NES based on the Battletech Universe. Are you familiar with the Battletech Universe?
It's a tabletop, right?
It is, yeah. It's a tabletop game, which I've never played. I'm interested in trying it out, but it's, from what I heard in chat, on Twitch chat, when I was playing this game, a very complicated, rules-heavy, crunchy game.
I totally believe that. Totally believe that.
Me too, because it's done by FASA, the Shadowrun guys, which was also
Student loan people?
yeah, yeah, them. Well, you know, they changed business models when shit didn't work out in the 80s.
FAFSA. Now we do robots.
The SNES game was based upon the original PC MechWarrior, with updated graphics that utilize Mode 7 for the Battle Mech mission sequences instead of the PC version's flat shaded 3D graphics. Guess which works better? 3D graphics or whatever the fuck the Super Nintendo does? 2D sprites.
Yeah.
The game was followed by a sequel, MechWarrior 3050, which we will talk about eventually, which was played from an isometric view. All right. 1993. Super Nintendo game.
So what I have to say about this game is
I'm guessing you don't like it.
I feel like
Yeah.
if you miss this boat, it's a hard one to catch.
Oh, and this is like not a good boat to catch. You know, like
No.
I played MechWarrior 2 on PC. I had a friend in high school, Nick, who loved MechWarrior. Like, he played all the PC games, read the books. Like, he didn't play the tabletop game. I don't know why. And it's probably because, like, he didn't have anybody who'd be like, yeah, I want to commit to reading a book for 80
Read me a
hours.
book.
Right?
Yeah. A book of rules?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Give that up.
Yeah.
How much is it? $80? Okay.
Fine.
I could have like 2 brand new Super Nintendo games or a book of rules. Give me that book of rules.
Do I need to buy a whole bunch of miniatures? Maybe. I don't know. I honestly
that
don't
are
know.
also equally as expensive?
So Nick loved these games, and I remember asking him, like, which one should I play? I have a Super Nintendo. And he was like, do not play that one. I was like, why not? He's like, because it's a Super Nintendo. Like, you can either play this with 3D polygonal shapes on a battlefield, or you can play that on the Super Nintendo, which is an approximation, but not the same thing. And of course he's right. You know, of course he's right.
You want to drink Coke or caffeine-free Diet Rite?
Right. Yeah, baby. Man, if only it weren't caffeine free. But with that being said, honestly, I mean, he was right. But I think this is a decent stab at it on the Super Nintendo. I probably wouldn't play it any more than I did. Yeah. I gave it like an hour and a half, and it's like, okay, all right.
See, this game is the perfect storm of everything frustrating for me at this point in my life.
Okay.
It's like if I had played this, like I've never been, we talked about earlier, never been a mech guy.
Not a mech
never
guy.
Been a big
You're more of a
robot guy.
PC.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right. Right.
PC versus Mac.
It's never really appealed to me at all.
Yeah.
I guess that like Xenogears, I can appreciate it having its moments.
You're not a Magitech guy for Final Fantasy VI?
Yeah, I didn't really enjoy the Magitech stuff either.
I love it, man. Yeah. But I'm not a huge mech guy either, but I just like the idea of, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a car, but it's got legs.
So, but this game is like I sit down and it's just okay, it's about a thing that a lot of people love mechs. It's a whole huge subgenre of something that people love that I don't get. So it has that sort of football element.
Oh yeah, sure.
Almost to it.
Yeah.
It's like everybody loves it. I feel like I should have some interest in it, but I don't. So that makes me a little frustrated.
Sure. Yeah, it's not a good foot to get, it's not a good foot to start on.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and then it's that it's built for people who love this sort of thing, like say Gran Turismo. I'm not really a racing kind of guy, but a lot of people love the intense crunchiness and the customization and the little things you can do.
Yeah.
Like, so this game has tons of little things about it, but it's also like
The things that you hate.
yeah. But then it's also, by the same token, like, I feel like the theme of the game, like the underlying theme is like, I don't fucking know, man, you figure it out. Because that's very much like I sit down, I feel like I should get something out of it. I feel like I should like it. It's frustrating and complicated, and I'm busy and have shit going on. And it's like I'm carving off some time to try and do this. And it's just like, it is just a trial in frustration because I don't understand it. It doesn't care that I don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's like Gym Fire in that, like, a lot of shit going on, man. I don't know. Go read stuff for an hour. We're not going to help.
This is a game that you do have to go into wanting to like in order to like it.
Yep.
I feel like you have to go in with a very open mind, or already have an interest in the series MechWarrior Battletech to really even have a chance at appreciating it. And I'm glad that you brought up Gran Turismo, because there are similarities to Gran Turismo in that, and this might be what you were trying to touch on even, is that in this game, you buy mechs like you would buy cars in Gran Turismo, and you modify that mech. You get contracted jobs, which involve blowing up other mechs.
See, that part of it, that story side of it, has a real Shadowrun sort of feel to it. Yeah. That I do like.
Yeah.
I do like that whole dark, seedy underbelly Shadowrun vibe that it has. Contract negotiations and shit that are, you do in the game. Like, that I can be into.
There's a good reason for that. And that is not only because it's a FASA property, but the developer for this game was Beam, who also developed Shadowrun for the Super Nintendo. So it's kind of got some of the, I don't know if this was the same development team, but it definitely, I can also feel that, like, there's that DNA, that shared DNA between the two. And even the music. I thought the music, like, when you're in the diner, like, getting rumors, and, like, when you're in the... like when you're getting contracted jobs and stuff, even the music kind of reminded me of Shadowrun too. So I like that a lot. I like that vibe. It felt a little weird to me, honestly, just because, like, it's been a long time.
It feels I expected straight up militaristic shit.
Yeah.
Like, I expected it to be Command and Conquer.
Yeah, okay, I could see that. It's total. I mean, it kind of is. Like, it's more that than Shadowrun is, I feel like. You know what I mean? But, like, to me, I was surprised that it had elements in it that felt so much like Shadowrun, because, like I said, I only have played MechWarrior 2 before, and it was in high school. It was a long time ago, but I don't remember that kind of feeling from it. I remember more of a fantasy, like a sci-fi military feel to it, as opposed to, like, oi chummer, and like all that, you know, which is like definitely the vibe I got in the diner.
That's
It's
a
like,
soy cough.
right. Yeah, exactly.
What is this dreck?
So you do
I'm planning on doing a Shadowrun game. So
please,
yeah.
please, let's do it. So you get these contracted missions, which usually involve engaging in other mechs and destroying them. And then once you complete that mission, you are awarded space dollars. And then you take those space dollars and purchase new parts for your mech. And in doing so, it's much like when you're trying to buy an inch. You have to manage those resources and be like, well, if I buy an inch, I'm going to add a bunch of weight, and then I got to like offset that weight. So essentially, it's managing.
Well, I'd like
your
to make
build.
beef and peppers, but if I get some homing missiles, just drop the beef and just have peppers.
I enjoy a good Cowboy Bebop reference.
thank
Thank you. It is. It's like a lot of the game I feel like is in that. Like I feel like that is more the game than actually the combat. Like building the mech and optimizing the mech, because like there are a lot of different options. Like you can increase the armor. You can spend space dollars to increase the armor of the mech. You can spend money to increase the speed. The jump jets. Jump jets are a thing where it's like rocket boosters that can, levitate your mech in the air. And then you can also purchase guns. And there are a lot of different gun options. I mean, there are like small lasers, medium lasers, heavy lasers. There are rockets or missile launchers, short range, medium range, long range. There's homing missiles. There are machine guns. There are like plasma cannons. And it's like all these decisions are important because it's like they modify your mech in a way that's like, sure, you're adding more weapons, and that's great because you're gonna be able to do a lot more damage, but there are downsides to those decisions. Like, oh, well, now my mech is really heavy. And that's going to slow me down. Or now my mech can't run at a cool temperature, so I'm going to be in the middle of battle, and my mech is going to overheat. And when your mech overheats in battle, it shuts down. And all the other mechs that you're fighting are just like, kill that guy.
What's your mech called? Excite Bike.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, it's you got to manage the heat. So it is, in that regard, very much like Gran Turismo. I'm really glad that you brought up Gran Turismo because that is a huge part of this game. And then you can also buy base model mechs. So it's like you're not stuck with the one that you start with. You can spend a whole lot of money and like upgrade or side grade. How you can get like you start out with kind of like a scout class mech, and then you can, if you raise enough money, you can buy like a tank mech, essentially, like a big defensive mech that's not designed to move fast. It's just designed to take a lot of damage and have a lot of guns. There are a whole bunch of different options there that you can choose. I feel like that is the core of the game, and I feel like that is where the game excels. I don't think that the combat is very
putting it into
good.
practice is where it starts to fall.
Yeah, no, for real. Did you do any of the combat?
For just a second before it was like, I don't know what's going on, where everybody going, I'm just getting hit. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. It's tough because like when you get a contract,
Everything is just brown blurs.
yeah, and it's like, I mean, it's a Super Nintendo, so it's low resolution. So it's hard to see like mechs in the distance. And that's important because it's like you have long range missiles for a reason. It's like if you can't shoot a target at long range, there's no point in having long range missiles. So, and again, this is where, and I hate to say it because I mean, it's, this is where the PC definitely is a better experience than the Super Nintendo because you've got the power, you've got the resolution to like really, facilitate a game like this. And I do think this is a valiant effort. I really do. I think that this is like, wow, I cannot believe that they tried to do this and they did as well as they did. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I also don't think it's a good game. but it's like because the combat is where
like it in concept, not so
Totally.
much in practice.
yeah, and it's a valiant effort, and I appreciate that too
Yeah.
because it's like wow, you guys like really tried to do this. You tried to do it right, and like you did all that you could in 1993 on a Super Nintendo to do it, and it's like that is commendable, like for real. Like it's like wow, you guys really went for it.
Yep.
But yeah, the combat.
Sorry, you're not going to make any money, and you probably don't have a job anymore.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean it sucks, but totally. But I mean it's like the combat just falls apart because it is like you've got 6 buttons and a D-pad to do all the things that you do with a mouse and a keyboard, and it's like
Yeah.
you got to manage a lot of things. And like with a mouse you can move the cursor to aim, but in this game all the combat takes place first person. You're in the cockpit. And in order to aim, you hold down the Y button and then press the D-pad to move the reticle. And it's like, man, this is not optimal because while I'm trying to aim, I'm getting pummeled
Yep.
by 4 mechs.
Yep.
So I don't know. And also, the biggest thing, honestly, the biggest breakdown in combat to me is that you do not have the ability to strafe. So it's like everything you're doing is just, if you want to turn, you're literally just turning like clockwise or counterclockwise. And that's
It's a chess game with all rooks.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. So that's that. MechWarrior, Super Nintendo.
Yeah. So, not. Then the next one though.
Would you like to wrap that up with
Yeah.
how much is this and all the normal things that we do?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, let me ask you, do you think that MechWarrior for the Super Nintendo belongs on TADPOG's top 100 Super Nintendo games?
No.
All right. I agree with you 100%. If you were to buy this game, if you were to buy MechWarrior for the Super Nintendo loose, on average, how much do you think that this game goes for?
$15.
That's a good guess. Tyler, actual retail value of MechWarrior for the Super Nintendo loose, according to PriceCharting.com, at the time of this recording, is $10.
Okay.
I would pay $10 for this game, but I'm also collecting Super Nintendo games,
Yeah.
so like keep that in mind. It's a game that I probably would maybe pick up once every 5 years.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, let's look at this experiment.
Let's see how it's aged now.
Right. Yeah.
A man typically plays MechWarrior 16 times in his life.
Do you want to do beers and glasses? I assume probably not, because you probably haven't prepared beers and glasses for both
Not for
titles.
not for both.
All right. I do want to let you know, I'm going to check in with Flopsy, a.k.a. the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Master Bold Mike. I want to see what Flopsy says about MechWarrior. The availability of this game is uncommon. It does have a battery save, which is definitely worth mentioning, because you can totally save scum in this game, where it's like, oh man, I blew that mission. Oh well, I'll just reload from before that mission, and you can just not do that mission.
Yeah.
There is a story to this game, but you do, like you kind of said earlier, you do have to kind of find it. And it's like, even the guy who the fixer that you run into, like in the diner, says something along the lines of, if someone mentions a planet, take a job on that planet and the story will progress. It's
Yeah.
like that. And it's like, okay.
There aren't a lot of planets out there that we know about. So when you hear one, be like, got any work?
Right. Flopsy gave this game 3 stars. Gave this game 3 stars.
I'd give it 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. That sounds good. I was kind of surprised, honestly.
Yeah. They must like mech stuff.
Probably.
A little bit.
Yeah, probably. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see when we get to MechWarrior 3050.
Yeah. Watching you play 3050, because it was like, oh, or are you that one robot from RoboCop, like the big one,
Yeah.
just like walking around killing people? The one where Merv from Welcome Freshman's in it. That's the only thing I really remember about it.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. Because you are playing as I believe the mech, chat told me that the mech is called a Mad Cat, which is like pings with something that Nick told me a long time ago. A Mad Cat is essentially like if you took a B-52 bomber, cut it in half, put the front half on legs, and then mounted rockets on like rocket blasters on the sides as arms. That's essentially a Mad Cat. So in MechWarrior 3050, that is the only mech that you get. Like that, you're limited to one mech. So it's a very different game.
Very different game.
Very different game. Not only in that regard, but it's not the combat. It's all combat. You don't upgrade your mech. You do have weapon options.
Like every sequel, let's strip away all the stuff that had heart and just make it just action.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there is that. I mean, and if you don't mind, I'd like to read from Wikipedia because it might shed some light on why things are a little different.
Yeah.
MechWarrior 3050 is a 1994 mech-based video game developed by Malibu. So there we go. There's the first indicator. Different developer. The first Battletech-based game to be released for the Sega Genesis. It was originally titled simply Battletech. It was later ported to the Super Nintendo by Activision as MechWarrior 3050. So it's not truly a sequel. It just happens.
It's a different game. They slapped a new label on it.
Exactly. They ported it and slapped a new label on it. The Sega Genesis and Super...
Love it. You could just do shit like that back in the Super Nintendo days where it's like, you're not going to know any better. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a little different now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious if that happens still. But like that totally happened like all the time when we were kids.
All the time, yeah.
All the time.
Like in Mario 2. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. I don't think it's something you can get away with, like with the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
like,
now it's like, oh, they're just stealing that fucking property to trick us.
Yeah.
The game's already developed. They're just trying to milk it.
Right. And it's like not only the internet, but like I feel like the fandom for video games is so much more
toxic and aggressive.
Rabid.
Yeah.
than it used to be. I don't know about toxic because I feel like I don't know.
I'm in this Nintendo for people in their 30s Facebook group.
I'm in that group as well.
Some fucking threads that were just like, did I stumble into 4chan? What the fuck?
Yeah, I've seen those as well, but then this is my takeaway from it. And I'm sorry because I know that we're in this age group, but I'm thinking, yeah, it's probably this age group. Yeah, like it's probably just that we're all old.
Yeah. We're all old and we're riding that the world. What's cool? Maybe not the world, but what's cool is slipping out of our fingertips.
Right.
We're all Abe Simpsoning it right now.
Yeah.
I used to be hip.
I knew what. Be with it, and then they changed what it is. Yeah. No, totally. I get it. I've seen that in that group.
I had an
as well.
onion on my belt, which was the fashion at the time.
Yeah, I get it, but I do feel like I don't know. Even back in the day, like playing Mortal Kombat in the arcade was just like, holy shit, man! Like people are mean.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that still exists today with kids. I don't know. I just know your girls, and they all seem very nice and positive. So I just assume
you've never heard them play games.
I just assume that's how kids are now.
Honestly, I do think their generation is a lot fucking nicer than our generation was.
It's tough to tell, though, right? Because I mean, I assume it is because like we've had conversations before where it's like. I mean, our parents probably thought the same thing, but it's like I hid so much shit from them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, of course I was awesome around them.
Yeah.
Because it's like in my best interest to be awesome around them. I'm not showing them my true self where I'm fucking PKing dudes in UO just for shits and giggles. Like, just to make someone sad. Just to make a stranger sad.
I can't generate my own happiness, so I steal it from other people.
Right, exactly. So, I don't know. We're probably, we probably don't change that much, really. I think humans just humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think individuals change more
For
than
sure.
the masses.
Yeah, no, I mean generally. Yeah, totally individual people change. I mean, yeah, I mean, I like to make people sad still, but like just in totally different ways. Mainly like disappointment.
Mostly now people who make me mad, I find roundabout small ways to make them sad.
Yeah, well, we're adults now.
Yeah.
It's the only way to do it.
We all have our black belts in passive aggression.
Let's see. The story of MechWarrior 3050 is an isometric view as opposed to the first-person view of MechWarrior for the Super Nintendo, the game we just talked about. This game also includes a 2-player mode, which I think this is really weird and cool, but weird, and probably, I don't know, someone had fun with it for like 3 minutes, where the first player can control the legs of the mech, and the other player controls the torso of the mech, which can twist. So now the big problem I had with MechWarrior for the first one, now you can strafe and you can turn your torso. So it's like you can be walking northwest and shooting southeast at the same time, which is like, that's very cool. And that to me feels like MechWarrior because it's like, I remember doing that kind of thing on the PC, which was also first person. So it was weird for it to be isometric because it feels like Jungle Strike. You remember Jungle Strike?
Yep.
Which was totally on IGN's Top 100 that we've covered. It felt like that, but instead of being in a stupid helicopter in quasi real life, I was in a really cool mech in a fantasy world. So it's like it worked for me on that level. I liked this game a lot. I liked
this game looks, God, it looks so much better. I'm sure if you love all the things MechWarrior and Battletech, it's probably going to fall short for you.
Yeah, because it's not...
It more appeals to the masses
than
it does like the niche community the first one was for.
Totally.
But I understand where they would make that change. So, yeah, it looks... Because I watched you play this one more than anything else. So it looked hard as shit.
It's a difficult one. I think it's a difficult game, yeah. It only has 5 missions. So like that's an indicator. Usually when a game only has 5 missions, it's like those are probably tough missions. And they are. Like the first mission isn't too bad because you're just kind of out in like plains, it's like the white magic deck. And then you move on to the red magic deck where you're on like Volcano World. And it's like they start you off where they're like, all right, man, you got 2 things to destroy. They're on separate sides of the map and you got to do it in 2 minutes. You good? Go. And you're like, what?
And if you don't do everything just perfectly, oh, well, this planet is uninhabitable for 1,000,000 years.
Yeah, I blew up the reactor.
All your fault.
And like your boss looks like Tommy Lee Jones.
You're basically a Dalek now. Congratulations.
Who are you talking to, Tommy Lee Jones? If I blew the planet up, was I like remote? Was this a drone mech?
Well, what you got back then it blew up.
No, it blew up immediately.
It's a passive-aggressive planet. It waited for you to get off it so it can make you feel bad.
No, because the moment I blew up that reactor, it cuts to a still image of a pilot in a cockpit, a mech pilot in a cockpit, holding his hands up against his face like he's like, oh, no!
The life-searing radiation. And then Tommy Lee Jones has the Zach Morris timeout.
Yeah.
Here's what you just did.
A record scratch. So I bet you're wondering how I wound up in this situation. It all started when Tommy Lee Jones sent me to the volcanic planet of Krator.
The guy from God of War?
That's cousin. You don't really upgrade your mech in this one. It is totally isometric
prefab assembly line mech.
It is. Yeah, it is. But you do get to choose. Okay, so the way I like the control scheme in this game a lot because the way it works is Y, B, and A are all assigned to a different weapon. And when you start a mission, you get to choose from 3 of each. So it's like choose one of 3 weapons that you want to assign to Y, and then choose from another set for B, and then another set for A. And it's like, so there is some, you can mix it up.
Yeah.
So that's nice, but they keep it limited so you're not like overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And it's also super dumbed down because it's like, and again, like you said, if you're a huge MechWarrior fan, like if you like the crunch, you're not going to like this because they don't care about the weight. They don't care about how hot these weapons run. They don't give a shit about any of that.
You want a Crunch Bar, and they gave you a Hershey's.
Exactly. They're going for the Daves. They're going for the guys who are like, yeah, Jungle Strike was okay, but it was a little like too real for me.
I don't really want to experience the horrors of war by proxy.
Right. Can we like tailspin it up a little bit?
OEO? Oh, yeah.
So you've got those 3 buttons, and then
Can you do it? Can you spin it, spin it, spin it?
and then the R and L buttons rotate your torso. So again, like you're moving around, and you can shoot things. Like you can strafe things, you can circle strafe things. Very neat. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like you were having a lot more fun with this one.
Totally.
Because I saw you do everything. It did look more simple. It was like, all right, I could do one more run of Hades instead of playing this game. I watched Dave, and I feel good talking about it.
No, I get it. Like, but Hades is way better than both of these games. I think we can both agree. I think we can agree that
People who give us money, don't be mad at me. I just really wanted to play Hades.
I think we can all agree that Hades is better than any Super Nintendo game.
No.
Okay.
I think it's up there.
Okay.
But like Earthbound or Hades.
I don't know, dude. I'm telling you. Like, sure, from our perspective.
Do you feel like Hades is on your top 10?
I don't know. It's tough because it's like I lean more towards Super Nintendo games because it's like that's what I grew up with. But like if you look at it objectively, it's like, is Hades really not as good as Earthbound? Like, look at it objectively.
See, I have to play it and do everything I can in it. I have to get tired of it. Then I have to let it sit there and age in a barrel for years to develop those feelings and see where it lands
All
with
right,
me.
I know how we'll do this. So right now, you write down a number on a piece of paper about like what kind of numerical score you would give Earthbound, and then you seal it up in an envelope. Okay? And that's like Earthbound came out in like what year? Probably like 90.
Was it 94?
You know better than I do. So we'll go with 94 for sure. So it's like, so there's been 26 years between now and then. Okay. So in 26 years, write down what you would give Hades.
It's good.
Put it in an envelope
good.
and then open both of those envelopes and then compare them.
We need to make a time capsule in this garage.
Yes, we do.
We'll chip up some of the concrete, and we're going to put a
geocaching.
Nickelodeon style. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not trying to shit on Super Nintendo
Open
games.
when we're 50 or when one of us dies.
Right, yeah. Obviously, I love Super Nintendo games, and it's like I love Chrono Trigger, and I love, but it's man, it's impossible to compare like games from 26 years ago to modern games. It's like just not.
You just have to look at how much you enjoy them.
How much you enjoy them.
Yep.
Hades is on that level for me. It really is.
I'm absolutely loving it.
Absolutely
loving it.
Because it reminds me of being a kid in school and being like, I cannot wait to get home to play this game. Like that is when I was playing Hades to begin with, that's definitely how I felt. I've kind of fallen off a little bit now just because it's, it's been a few months since I played it.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was in it, I was really in it. Like, I mean, it was like, I'll bring my Switch to work. It'll be fine. Like I was that level. And so, yeah, I think it's really
That's
good.
probably what I should have done. But I got it on my PC. I can't really easily just take it to work.
Well, there's cross save now with the most recent patch. So if you were to pick it up on the Switch, from the way I understand, you'd be able to pick up from your PC.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dave, we are living in the future.
Yeah. You sure it's not better than a Super Nintendo game?
That's the future shit I wanted, man.
See, I mean, it's stuff like that makes it really hard.
It's better than Super Nintendo when I can pick up my game from Earthbound 26 years ago on the Switch. Develop that quantum computing kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, this is better.
And it's like, it's like, I get it. Like, honestly, like, part of me is just fucking trolling right now because it's like, dude, I've been playing Super Mario World and Super Mario like Kaizo, like Learn to Kaizo, like all month. Super Mario World is a really good game.
Yeah, it is.
And it's like, I can't remember.
That's why I think it's the best game on the Super Nintendo.
It's definitely up there. It's like top 3.
Yep.
Like it's definitely up there. And it's like, I am sure that if we were to go back, because I can't remember, I'm sure if we were to go back to the episode of Super Mario Brothers 3 we did and Super Mario World, I'm probably like, I don't know, because I know we talk about which one's better. I can't remember which way I landed.
I think you go 3 and I go World. Yep.
I've changed my mind. It's World. It's 100% World. It's 100% World. Yeah. So people can change.
There you go. Well, you're right.
It is 100% World. Until I and I don't know, maybe if I played some Super Mario Brothers 3 Kaizo, and it's like, maybe then it'd be like, oh no, I'm kind of swinging back. But I mean, the fact that like people have taken the time to do this.
Then you do Mario Sunshine Kaizo. It's like, no, this is Flood is where it's at.
It's already Kaizo. Is the problem.
Flood, it is fucking hard.
Yeah, it's more Kaizo than it is Super Mario. So I don't. Yeah, I've really come around on that. Super Mario World is saying it now. It's definitely. I prefer it over Super Mario Brothers 3. Yeah.
Damn. All
yeah,
right.
it's a tough thing to say, but it's the truth.
Yeah,
it's the truth. I think it's a better game.
It's impressive. You've evolved.
I've grown as a person, Tyler. Yeah. I don't know if you've known this. 2020 has been a weird year, bro.
Stayed inside a lot, like Mario World, but the best now, you know. I've got a table that I'm gonna give Henry when he gets married. He's gonna have to make his son also ride on this.
Yeah.
Instead, I have an iPad. I don't have to go to school.
It'll be like the alumni desk in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where they all write on it. Yeah. I felt bad for him because he was like
Will Smith.
No, well, yeah, man, because he was like a fish out of water. You know what I mean? Like City Mouse, Country Mouse kind of deal.
It's true.
But I mean, like
poor mouse, rich mouse.
Yeah, poor dad, rich dad.
No dad, rich dad.
Who moved my cheese?
You got me on that one.
Poor Dad, Rich Dad's a book, like one of those like Who Moved My Cheese books. Are you familiar with that book?
Does that have like a moon and a mouse and shit on the cover?
I don't know what it has on the cover.
Or was that something about stinky cheese?
Oh, that was the Stinky Cheese Man, I think you're thinking of. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was one of those books that that Brandon read, Brandon of XLA fame read, like in late high school, early college kind of deal. Like, you know, one of those books where it's like, this book has the answer kind of book, like Money Answers, like one of those books.
Oh.
I've heard good things about it.
A Brandon book, yes.
A Brandon book. I never read it. I've heard other people say that it's really good, but I don't know. There's a part of me that whenever I see a book like that, I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Man, why don't you just tell me what the secret is that's in that book?
Right, exactly. Well, then you wouldn't be Rich Dad, I guess, would you?
Be a little richer because I'm saving that money.
No, the author.
Yeah.
Can't just give away the secrets for free, man. You have to obfuscate them in a book in a manner that you cannot follow it exactly. Yeah. So then you can't be like, it didn't work.
It's like every diet being like, oh no, the South Beach diet, here's what you blah, blah, blah. Well, actually, you're just eating less. You know, you expend more energy and eat less. But they gotta fancy it up.
Oh, you mean
but you do it this time with fruit.
Oh.
You do it this time with fat.
So let's release a diet book, right? And it's like you open it up, and the first page just says in a big font, diet. Huh. You turn the page and it says exercise. Huh. And then it's the end of the book.
That's like, I don't agree with this. There's got to be a better way.
There's got to be a simpler solution. I don't know. I know not everybody can do that, but I mean, like, I don't know. Anyway.
Why you
gotta have a fancy diet?
You don't. You don't. My 50-page senior capstone was over just that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
About diet, you know, all these fitness trends and diet trends, what they have in common, what the science says, what works, and it all boils down to calories in, calories out.
Yeah.
For fat loss.
Seems like that.
Everything else you care about when you've lost the fat and you have fitness goals.
You're getting like macros and stuff like that.
Yes, then that's when shit matters.
Yeah.
But if you just want to lose fat, and I'm not saying lose weight, lose fat.
Yeah.
Calories in, calories out. That's all it is. Or you see people
I
on.
love how simple that is.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like, I love how simple
Now
that is.
we sound like an infomercial. I love how simple that is.
Tyler, there's got to be a better way.
Why's this weight so flapping hard to lose?
I can't tie my shoes, Tyler. Every time I bend over to tie my shoes, I wake up 5 minutes later on the floor.
But yeah, that's what Abby was saying something about that on Facebook the other day. I was like, yeah, just calories in, calories
I
out.
thought you were talking about Dear Abby for a minute.
More of an Ann Landers man myself.
Yeah, I get it. Didn't one of them kind of like get in trouble for something? Like, I feel like one of them like did something where people were like, oh no.
Well, despite giving advice, they didn't speak for like 40 years over an argument they had because they're sisters.
Right, yeah.
What was I saying about that? About the calories out? I had something else to say. I don't know where I was though.
Sorry if I derailed you.
That's okay.
But I'll tell you this much. I played Battletech on the Genesis, on the Sega Genesis, a.k.a. MechWarrior 3050 on the Sega Genesis. Trash. It's trash.
Really?
Because you can't rotate the mech. It like takes like you take that element out, and I don't want it. I'm like, fuck, this is garbage. Because it's like the whole fun is to be able to move and shoot at the same time in different directions. Like that's what's fun to me. It turns out if you take that element out, it's like, fuck no, I don't want this like at all.
Yeah. Then you're just a robot go forward machine. Fuck that.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like the enemies, like there are cannons that you're fighting and turrets and all that, tanks, and they will tear through you quickly. So it's like mobility is really important in this game. And it's like when you can't like turn and shoot at the same time on the Genesis, it was just like, no, this isn't fun.
Man, if tanks are this powerful, why don't we just buy more tanks? This is a very expensive mech suit. If tanks are so good, like let's get more tanks.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I guess mechs are just cooler.
Yeah.
You want your planet to be cool,
We're
right?
going to win the vanity war, but lose, the actual war.
Hey, man, like in civilization, you can win. There's a cultural victory.
Maybe have the most pretty mechs.
Maybe they're going for that. I mean, like, look, for real. Like, I mean, it's like, I don't know. You get two choices. You can move to the planet with tanks or you can move to the planet with mechs. I don't know, man. I'm going mechs.
I mean, Planet Tank sounds a lot more dangerous. That's the Dalek planet.
That is, for sure. I guess that's all I have to say about this game.
That sounds good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I don't think I'll ask you this, but before I do, I'll give you my opinion on it.
Please do.
I don't think this belongs on TADPOG's top 100 Super Nintendo games, but honestly, if I were doing my own individual one, it might be a contender for the lower ranks.
Okay.
Because it's like, I like this better than Jungle Strike. And it's like, and Jungle Strike is, a well-regarded Super Nintendo Sega Genesis game. But do you think it belongs on TADPOG's list?
No, but I wouldn't put it in the bottom half.
Yeah. That's good. I feel like that's a win, honestly.
Yeah. At this point with the shit we're shoveling in, like...
Yeah. Well, we had some good ones. We had Final Fight 3. We had, and then we got hit with race driving and carrier races. And I mean, that wasn't so great, but...
No, we've had some surprisingly good ones. All things for the Super Scope.
That is true.
Like Falcon's Revenge. Like that's a top 50 game for me. So
Falcon's Revenge, very good, yes. Tyler?
Yes, Dave.
If you were to buy MechWarrior 3050 loose for the Super Nintendo, how much do you think you would pay for it?
$20.
$20. Tyler, actual retail value of MechWarrior 3050, according to PriceCharting.com, at the time of this recording, is, and again, it came out for the Super Nintendo, and I'm definitely not stalling because the iPad's not loading, is $15.
See, I almost went $15. Like, but that's what the last one was. It's probably a little more expensive.
Yeah, no, I get it. I follow that logic. I'm going to buy this game. Yeah, this is like one where it's like, okay, $15. Maybe I'll wait until like the prices dip down a little bit, like all overall, and I'll pick this up because I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah,
yeah,
good deal.
I I'm curious what Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Masterworld Mike, said about it. Flopsy gave it 2 stars, which I think
It's worse than MechWarrior?
Yeah, I think is
a whole star worse?
Yeah, and it's by the same reviewer. I think that's a travesty.
So that they are absolutely a Battletech fan, and they miss that crunch.
They their argument is that the game is too difficult. And it's like, I get that. I do get that. I understand that argument because it is a tough game. And I wish there were more missions instead of 5 missions that they're trying to like, well, we got to make this last. And
a wishing.
Yeah.
Where you wish for more missions. I wish it was there. It's a wishing.
Yeah. So yeah, they gave it 2 stars. I think this is way better than MechWarrior for the Super Nintendo. Like heads and shoulders better. Because I think if you're like, especially now in 2020, if you're going to play a MechWarrior game, you probably have a PC that can run the old at least MechWarrior 2. You know what I mean? Just play that. What are you doing? Just play that. If you can buy it. I don't know if you can. Tyler.
Yes, Dave. I got it every time I think about that one 5-star review where I really hated the way they dropped their voices at the end.
Oh, well, I can see how that would be concerning to somebody.
But I'm never going to stop.
No, I like doing it too much.
It's always going to be.
Yeah, I ain't never going to give you up.
Sorry, reviewer.
No, I ain't never going to stop. Oh, by the way, this is totally worth mentioning because this proves that this game was released in 1995. If you needed more proof. There's a password system. So it's like, okay, that's normal. You use a password and then you get to whatever stage that password correlates to. There's an invincibility code, unlimited ammo, passwords, all that good stuff. There's also a password, R1CHRD. And you put that in and you get a message that pops up that says left trigger, up, down, BA, YX at the Tiburon screen. It's like, okay. So you go to the Tiburon screen. This game was developed by a company called Tiburon, by the way, who worked exclusively for EA.
That car that Brendan had back in the day.
That was a good car. Yeah, the Hyundai Tiburon. Yeah, that was a nice car.
He kept the hood strapped down with bungee cords.
Yeah, like I said, pretty nice.
Where he drove it to somewhere in Nashville, left it, went somewhere, called the repo man. There it is, motherfucker.
Yes, that one. Yes.
That one.
I was like, because Brandon was going to be on this episode with us, and I so wish that he had, because I was going to have a whole Tiburon conversation with him because of this developer.
Damn.
But Tiburon, they had a contract with EA. They would exclusively develop games for EA. And then eventually EA bought them. And so, interesting fact about Tiburon, they are the developer who did Madden. Like, they did Madden, and then they picked up a whole bunch of the other EA Sports games. And this is, I think, their first game that they did for EA. So it's just kind of a weird start for, like, the Madden franchise has roots in MechWarrior 3050.
All right.
So I think stuff like that is really, really neat. So you enter that code in at the Tiburon screen, and you get the circle hand that pops up. You're familiar, of course, with the circle game. Yeah.
My buddy Bobby still do that pretty frequently.
How did you guys play it? Because these are the rules that I played it by. So you make your thumb and your pointer finger
OK symbol.
The OK symbol, and then you trick somebody into looking at it.
Yep.
Now they can look at it through their peripheral vision, right? And that doesn't count. We also played it where, like, if you could break it, like if you saw it, if someone was trying to do it, you could break it. You could take your finger and try to break the thumb.
So ours was you had to cover it.
Cover it?
Yep.
Like with a blanket?
It had to be with your hand. It had to be below the waist, and you had, but if you covered
below the waist,
we
covered
did that
it.
Too. You got to hit them.
Right. And then if you got someone to look at it, you got to hit the person who looked at it. Yeah.
Yep.
Where would you hit them? Shoulder?
Yeah, always.
Yeah, that's what we would do too.
Yeah.
All right.
Not a monster.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
The nose. Cold clock him in the
It's interesting because it's like that's just a county variance. Like I'm curious how many different variants there are for the circle.
Would not
game.
like those Tillman monsters breaking the circle. You daintily cover it up. Like a good Baptist concealing their sin,
Yeah.
you cover it up.
I mean, it's how they did it at Heath too. I think it's a McCracken thing.
All right, there you go. Yeah. Those were our high schools in the county we live in. For anybody who was like, what the fuck are they saying?
Everybody knows.
It's a McCracken thing. What's a McCracken?
Look, this stopped being a podcast like an hour ago and became a conversation between two friends an hour ago.
I like to think that's what it always is.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I don't know. You're all right.
Yeah, you're okay.
I'm like Penn and Teller. I don't know if I'd call you a friend exactly.
I mean, I've known you a long time.
Business associates. We catch a movie once every 5 or 6 years.
Not anymore.
But see, it's been like 6 years since we saw Black Snake Moan.
Is that the last movie we saw together? And
It was probably Doctor Strange for...
I don't think I saw Doctor Strange
No.
with you.
It was like
Did you guys go to
Josh's
Nashville?
Josh's birthday.
I don't think I...
Saw it down in Paducah.
I did. Yeah.
That's probably the last one.
Okay. That's not too bad. Also, Black Snake Moan came out a fucking super long time ago. Not 6 years ago.
That's the last time. That's the last time you and I could go just up and see a movie together.
That's the last time you and I could watch a movie and I could look over and be like, are you hard too? A little bit.
We can just say that at any time now.
Tyler, I'm lowering my voice.
Yes, Dave.
You're taking your nighttime medicines.
Yeah, taking a swig.
If you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard? These games, the oeuvre that is MechWarrior for the Super Nintendo. What kind of beard would you give these games?
I would give it the time-lapse beard of one Peter Petrelli from Heroes.
Wow. Also something from a long time
So
ago.
Peter Petrelli was...
Sounds made up.
Yeah, pretty much. He was a mimic. Mm-hmm. That was his power set. As long as he was around a power, he would acquire it.
Like Leech.
Yeah. And then like his inverse, the bad guy, Sylar, he could...
Spock, you mean?
Spock, yes. He could steal powers. Like he would kill people, and he could figure out once he killed them how they worked and take their power. So he was like, and Peter just had to be around them. But there was like I guess they decided at one point, like, I don't know, Peter's too powerful. Let's give him a bunch of time, and we're gonna have some kind of event that's gonna reset his power, so he can still take all the powers, but he can only have one at a time. I was like, that fucking sucks. That really fucking sucks because Peter was awesome.
He lost,
and now it's like he can only have one power at a time, so he has to go and whoever he wants to talk to, steal their power, go back to do whatever with it. Like, I can see where people who were fans of Heroes enjoyed that power set. And then when they go to the next one, he lost a step or two, made it more streamlined, made it more story-friendly, made it more consumable. But it's not what you want. It's like MechWarrior.
Like MechWarrior. Nice. I like that. Have you seen Misfits? Have we talked about this?
I've seen a little bit of Misfits.
Okay. I'm curious about it because in Misfits, like in the third series, I think it is, like all their there's a story event that happens and like all their powers get randomized. And it's a thing that like I feel like some people like, and then other people are like, fuck this. Like you just change but it's also kind of interesting because it's like they're the same characters, they just have different powers. But I don't know, man. It becomes a point where it's like, well, that power is like kind of part of their personality.
Yep. That's especially with Misfits. Like the attention-seeking girl has the power to inflare any emotion on who she touches, and yeah. So it definitely, I feel like their power spurred off of whatever kind of person they were early on. From what I've seen of it, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that. It's been probably right before Henry was born that I watched it. Yeah. Tyler?
Yes, Dave.
Business associate.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to renew the friendship contract?
Let's do
you want to go and do it?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
I think it's good.
Okay. All right.
That way we be friends again and not business associates.
Good. Tyler, friend.
Friend, yes. How long are we going to extend it for?
Until you run out of dried meat.
All right. That's fair. That's fair. Sean Muldowney, I'm going to need your help.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses would you give it?
I would give it the cute doe eyes of Micah from Heroes, who was the little kid.
I don't remember Micah. He was the kid?
He was the technomancer.
You mean the cheerleader?
His mom had super strength.
Oh.
His dad could phase through matter.
Wow, yeah, I forgot about this
and
guy.
the little kid, he could
I remember at
basically,
the phone or whatever.
Yeah, he could touch machines and just make them do whatever he wanted.
Yeah. That's how old that show is,
Yeah.
with the payphone in it.
Very cool power set.
Yeah.
And like so much opportunity. If it's one of the top 3 powers I would, if I could like, okay, here's all the powers from Heroes. What do you want? That's a top 3 power for me.
That one. Yeah, I mean, with iPhones and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we could really steal this election.
Yeah, with your vaccination chip. I mean, you really utilize
exactly.
that.
I can find fucking Bill Gates if I can turn that shit around with my vaccination chip. No, the only thing cool he does is basically hack the election machines. Is really all he does. But such a cool thing completely squandered.
Yeah.
In Micah. So it's just disappointing. Like something very cool, they just ended up not being able to pull off.
Yeah.
So again, MechWarrior.
MechWarrior. Right. I like this. Did you have any achievements for this game? I should have asked this before the beards and glasses.
No.
I had a few that came in from Twitch chat. If you would indulge,
Please do.
The first one I've got came in from Kana, who sent us this nice package. Spicy Boy, Too Much Spice. In order to unlock Spicy Boy, Too Much Spice, blow yourself up by overheating, which definitely happened. The next achievement is Lieutenant Dan. In order to unlock Lieutenant Dan,
say goddamn so much, Tyler's parents stand up and leave the room.
Get your legs blown off in battle. And that came in from Nick P7186, aka Plinko Nick. And the last one I've got comes in from our very own. I think this is the first time this person has submitted an achievement.
Oh, damn.
Harold Arthur. The achievement is KO via respawn. In order to unlock KO via respawn, lose the mission instantly.
You could do that?
It depends on what your definition of instantly is. But yeah, I mean, on that volcano map, it's definitely like, I mean, 2 minutes is an instant. Yes.
You could respawn just in the wrong area and just.
No, you can just run out of. Oh yeah, you totally can do that because like there's a segment where it's like there are 2 bunkers with cannons and like a turret, and it's like you can destroy like small armored soldiers and tanks by walking over them. It just takes a while to kill the tanks, and they also deal crazy amounts of damage to you.
So you should be able to crush a tank.
I agree, 100%. And you can. It's just you take so much damage that
it should be a viable option.
Right, yes. And dude, man, I remember in MechWarrior 2, people hated this because it's like I found out like one of the big things about it was multiplayer. You know, you could have like a LAN party. All you guys play MechWarrior 2, build your mechs, fight each other. That was a lot of the fun of it. I found out that it's like, oh, there's this thing called Death from Above where it's like all I have to do is build the heaviest fucking mech I possibly can and give it super good jump jets. I don't shoot at anybody. I just fucking Kirby from Smash Brothers this shit. I jump up into the air and then just land on somebody. And that'll kill him.
Okay.
Death from Above. People don't like it.
I can see that.
It's against the spirit of the game or something.
Yeah.
But I did it a lot.
It's like maining Genji.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
There you
Check
go.
that. Check
Yeah,
that
you
drop.
like that?
Wow. I barely remember what that is anymore. There we go.
Yeah. All right. Get more of them questions.
I got some questions for you if you want them. I do.
I do.
You know I got some questions. I got a quiz that came in from one Ross Rachel Green from across the pond.
76 strong.
76th quiz. Yeah. The centennial.
Tell us your Fallout 76.
This quiz is entitled "Paint Me Like One of Your French Mechs."
Willis's dad edits it out.
Ross begins. The title has no bearing on this quiz. I just liked the words. Do you know in France they don't call it a French mech?
No.
They call it a Royale with cheese. I tried to make a better joke than that. I'm sorry, I couldn't. I tried.
You mean they don't call it a French mech in
Sorry,
France?
I tried really hard. Yeah, I saw it. I decided to go for it. And then I was like, well, whatever. Whatever. I'm drinking schnapps. Whatever. Ross continues. It's that special time of year where everyone pretends to like each other and people insist on coming to see you. And my socializing quota is already filled. I am going to have to pretend that I can deal with people for a few more days, then withdraw into my regenerative cocoon until at least Easter. Anyway, I only know of MechWarrior games from the PC, and the really good one on the original Xbox that was on the first Xbox Live games that I played to death. I don't remember that. I wish I'd have got in on that. Watching side-by-side footage of the PC and SNES version, and the SNES version looks much better, but plays like shit. The SNES version looks much better? I've never played the original MechWarrior on PC. I'm going to have to check this out for myself. Ross continues, MechWarrior has 11 characters, so consider the extra question an early Christmas present. Tyler, are you ready to begin?
Well, I want to bring up, because you mentioned Ross, it made me think of something my brother sent me.
Okay.
He messaged me saying,
I'm sure this will make sense.
every time Ross brings up that he's from the Isle of Man, I think of the race they host once a year. The most absolute batshit crazy race that couldn't happen anywhere else in the world.
Is it a wacky race?
It's all the world leaders go to the Isle of Man with their own man-made racers. Motorcycles go flat out side by side through city streets and neighborhoods with no safety at all. 200 mile an hour plus street races on the Isle of Man.
Good Lord, man.
Yeah. So Ross, I want to hear more. I want to hear more about Jeff the Mongoose and this race.
Is there a name of that race? Death Race.
Let me see. Let me click on the. Let me open up the link and see if it says
Civilian Slaughter.
Isle of Man. Isle of Man TT.
All right.
I guess that's the name. TT.
All right.
Whew.
Let's do it. Patreon goal.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Get the 10,000 a month. You and I will go in this race.
We'll go. We'll compete on our bicycles.
Not compete. Come on.
We'll dress up like Kintaro Oi on bicycles and go in this race.
Josh will.
God, watching the video again of us casting Suikoden. It's just, God, it's so fucking good.
You watched it a lot.
I watched it again.
Yeah.
Because I watched it with Melissa the whole way coming back from Louisville.
I bet she was thrilled.
She loved it.
Oh, good.
She enjoyed it.
Good.
She was like trying to cast with us as we were talking.
Wow,
and
that's nice.
all that. And then just this
She
part
sounds like a good sport.
the part where we get to try to cast Moose. And it's like, oh, Josh Nance. Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah.
We need to have Josh back on the show.
Yeah, we do.
It's been a long time. Are you ready to begin the quiz?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
First question. This is actually for me. Tyler, do you remember Steel Battalion?
Vaguely.
Speaking of mechs, that was the one where, like, when Ross started talking about Xbox, like, Steel Battalion's the one that had, like that very intricate controller, like the huge controller where it's like,
oh, okay.
where it's like a mech cockpit, essentially.
Yeah.
I remember hearing a rumor when we were in college. I would hear
I'd
this
rather
a
have
lot.
a cock mech pit.
Everyone always knew someone who owned that.
My uncle's got all that shit,
Right,
man.
exactly. Yeah, my uncle works for Nintendo. He got one.
My pedophilic
Japan
uncle
only.
who lives in a one-bedroom studio apartment and just has this in the middle of his room. That's it.
First question from Ross. This M released on both the NES
I said one-bedroom studio apartment. That doesn't even make any sense. Go ahead, please. Sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. Look, I didn't want to point this out, but I said centennial earlier thinking that it was 76 years, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's 100. So we're good. It's cool. This M, released on both the NES and SNES, sees a brother searching for his lost sibling by answering trivia. Is that Mario
is missing?
Locking it in. It is, in fact, Mario is missing. Off to a good start. Next question. This E was the second in the series of this trilogy and the only one released in the U.S. Evermore, comma, The Secret of.
Sure. Sounds good to me.
It's a trilogy, though, so that isn't going to work. Earthbound. It's Earthbound.
Yeah, you're goddamn right at it. I mean, we got three. We didn't get localization of 3. You're right. All right.
Locking it in. It is Earthbound.
Very nice. Damn,
we
man.
fucking Matrix dodged. Like, I can hear Ross cackling from like all the way in the race.
He's still cackling because you got it instead of me.
Next question. This C is a movie tie-in that stars Sylvester Stallone on a fake rescue mission. Cliffhanger. Locking it in. It is Cliffhanger. I don't know why he did Stallone in all caps.
Or is it Point Break?
I haven't.
Sylvester stole one.
Stole one. Next question. This H sees the main character of this game searching for the parts of his shrinking machine.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Was that a Super Nintendo game?
I don't know.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Locking it in. Please. Honey, I Shrunk Kids, comma, the. Locking it in. It is. Oh, fuck. Harley's Humongous Adventure.
That was the working title for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
That was the storyboard. All right, next question. Wait, did you ever see Honey, I Blew Up the Baby? Is that the one? Is that what it's called?
Bits and pieces.
Or The Kid? Is it Baby or Kid?
I think it's Kid.
Kid. I never saw that one. It looked really dumb.
I remember I saw the very end of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might have just aged out of it because I remember seeing it and the commercial for it. I was
age out of that series. You never age out of Rick Moranis.
No. Oh, no. Did you see the dude that punched him?
Yeah. The guy, just walked up cold clocked Rick Moranis.
Man?
Yeah.
What the fuck? All right, next question.
He's back. The fuck he is.
Right? I mean, like, what? This W is a space flight simulator.
I built my life for a little giant and you disappeared. You might love to raise your kids, but you left this kid in the cold. What about us?
This W is a space flight simulator which involves such tasks as shooting enemy craft and clearing minefields.
Wing Commander.
Is it Wing Commander? I've never played Wing Commander, but that's the first thing that came to my mind, too.
Yeah.
Wing Commander, locking it in. It is Warp Speed. Next question. This A sees the main character collecting the body parts of his girlfriend. Is that Addams Family, Pugsley's scavenger hunt? Is that what Pugsley does in that game? I don't know.
Damn, I don't know.
I never played it. But it sounds like something he might do, except he doesn't have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
This A, Real Monsters?
Could be.
This A sees the main character collecting the body parts of his girlfriend. The body parts of his girlfriend makes me think,
it could be something like that.
Along that line, yeah. Unless she's like, I don't know, like a cyborg or something.
I have no other option, no other idea.
Which one do you want to go with?
All Real Monsters.
Real Monsters. Okay, locking it in. Real Monsters. It is, in fact, Adventures of Dr. Franken, comma, the.
Okay.
All right.
Fair.
I'd rather play The Adventures of Al Franken. It's
Be a successful comedian, a senator,
right,
and then lose it all. And then go on drunk on Bill Maher, make everybody go, what the fuck is Al Franken doing?
It's kind of like Wall Street Kid. Yeah.
Run a bunch of books about how awful Rush Limbaugh is, and then get the last laugh because you're going to outlive him. So,
next question. This R is the acronym for the number of turns in 60 seconds. RPM?
Sure.
RPM. Locking it in. It is RPM Racing.
Got it.
Okay. Next question. This R is a rail shooter featuring different types of media for projectiles. That is...
Rock and roll racing?
well, maybe. I'm drawing a... Revolution X. Right? Has to be the CDs and stuff.
Yep.
I'm going to lock that in. Revolution X. It is, in fact, Revolution X. Next question. This I stars a scientist that can swap between his alter ego to access areas either form cannot.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, right? Locking it in. It is Incredible Hulk, the...
Yep.
Next question. This O is a real-time tactical role-playing game developed by Enix. That's Ogre Tactics.
Yep.
Ogre Battle.
Or Ogre Battle.
Battle Tactics. March of the Black Queen.
Yep. There you go.
Locking it in. It is Ogre Battle, the March of the Black Queen. We'll count it. Next question. This R is named after the main character who is asked by his friend Balboa to rescue his daughter. Rocky? Rocky? This R is named after the main character who is asked by his friend Balboa. So it wouldn't be, I don't know, Balboa?
Asked by his friend Balboa.
Balboa. That's Balboa, right?
Yeah.
Rocky Jr.?
Starts with an R.
This R is named after the main character who was asked by his friend Balboa to rescue his daughter. Ren and Stimpy?
That's weird. Yeah. Because I'm trying to think, do Rocky and Bullwinkle have last names?
Rascals Little, the. Rubik's Cube on the SNES.
Perfect.
Locking it in. Rocky Rodent.
Rocky
Rodent. Last question. You are given the chance to work for a highly prestigious company and be paid more than you can physically spend. However, your consciousness has to be transferred to a robot body so you can basically live forever because you and you alone will be doing this job indefinitely. Do you accept?
No, I don't see the upside to that.
You live forever, man. You make a bunch of money. There's like two upsides.
More than you can spend, and you're just doing that forever. Like,
it doesn't say how long you do it per day.
You just become a computer program.
Yeah, but you're going to wait until you're about to die and then do it.
But then you're just a computer program forever.
You'd rather die? I think this is where we get into religion because like on one hand I'm like, then you die and there's nothing, and you're like, yeah, then I die and things are really awesome. So I think that's where we diverge.
Yeah,
because I would definitely rather be a computer program than be nothing.
But like just sitting there, just doing the same task. Like if you're a program, how do you even get to spend the money?
You're not a program. You're transferred.
You can live forever, but you're Windows 95.
You're transferred to a robot body. You have a body. You're just in a robot body. You're like Johnny Five alive.
Am I Johnny Five?
This is important.
Am I silver or gold?
Yeah, you could be like Mega Man. You could be like X, for all you know.
What if the job is murdering humans?
Well, that's the job then.
You're paying a lot of money.
I mean, it is a highly prestigious company, so it probably is murdering humans.
It probably is EA.
It's the distant future. We have not figured out any other ways to exploit people other than killing them. So we're just cutting out the middleman. We just need you to kill all these people.
You're a kill robot. Yeah. You get $1 million a day.
Do I live forever? You do. All right.
You do. You're murdering people forever.
But I'm a robot, right? You are. Okay, I'm in. Wait, I won't be murdered, right? You won't. Great. Okay.
Can I feel pain? Emotional pain.
We're long past that, sir. All right. Ross says, I might if I can bring my family with me, If I was single, I'd be more than happy and donate any extra money to charitable.
If I were single, fuck it, I'd do it now.
I don't know. I would do it on my deathbed kind of thing.
But then, like, if I have all this money, like, I'm going to want to spend it, like, eat shit. I'm going to want to, like...
Oh, yeah. But see, we enjoy different things. Because I was thinking, like, I got a whole bunch of money. I was like, shit, I don't play video games as a robot.
I can finally play Hades for a while.
That's fine. Look, and it's like, if I wait until I'm about to die, it's like, I forgot what sex feels like anyway.
I didn't. Like, do I have a robot with like a living dick that can feel stuff? Do I have like a tongue that can taste and a dick that can feel? But otherwise, I'm a robot that lives forever.
Look, man, you make a lot of money.
The tongue and dick bot is what I am.
You make a lot of money.
The murdering tongue and dick bot.
How many times you see
$1 million a day?
How many times you see a really sick rich person die? Not often.
No, never. Yeah, you're right.
I'm sure they could strap a dick on you that feels.
All right. Let me know how much technology is advanced whenever I take this deal.
I like to imagine your robot Tyler is essentially Krang's body, but instead of a brain, instead of Krang in the stomach, there's just a huge dick that's just coiled up.
It's a series of dicks, like those pins where you click a different color down. It's all these different kinds of dicks, so I can just
gel pen.
whichever one I want.
Yeah, come on, you know you're only going to use one.
I don't know. Maybe I got one that's ribbed. Maybe I got one that's a real short and thick boy. Maybe one's long and thin. Maybe one's like huge. Maybe one's just average. I don't know.
So these aren't real dicks. They're synthetic dicks.
Oh, no, they're all real dicks. I'm murdering the people whose dicks
I have. Look, I've seen a lot of dicks.
I got to collect all the dicks.
I've seen a lot of dicks. I've never seen a ribbed dick.
It's probably an STD.
I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm sure you get like a dermal implant.
A really uncircumcised one, like a lot of foreskin.
Super uncircumcised. Where the doctor's like, we really recommend that you get this circumcision.
It's like hair and nails. It's never stopped growing.
Yeah. And did you know that when you die, it still keeps growing?
That makes sense.
That's where mummies come from. It's actually just their foreskin. It's just grown over their body.
That's good.
Thanks, Ross.
Yes, thank you, Ross. I guess that's all. What else we got?
Would you like to see what we're going to play?
Yeah, let's do that.
For next week, I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah, let me grab this batter up peripheral. One on the ground, my head on the other end while Crazy Kid style.
Okay.
In a whole run direction. I'm
on board.
You get it. Everybody gets it at this point.
But I got you.
Say that prayer we all love to say. Let me burp first.
Yeah.
Okay. No whammies. Stop.
You didn't want to work that burp into the prayer?
I thought about it.
You said stop, right?
Yep.
Like now?
Lie down. Now.
$3.99.
Ooh, block.
Ogre Battle. The March of the Black Queen.
All right, re-roll.
You don't want to do it again?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You're sure? I don't feel like we did.
I'm sure I struggled through that one quite a bit.
Okay, here's the irony that is this show.
Mm-hmm.
So we started out with the best Super Nintendo games, and we did a really bad job covering those games.
Just do them all again? Do the whole list again?
Because there are several where it's like, I bet if I were to go back now and listen to Ogre Battle, I would be like, holy shit, we didn't talk about the game like at all. We're like, I don't know, man, it was weird. Anyway, my penis is shaped like this.
I figured this girl in this girl's place. We're early Tadpog. This is classic.
Which, I mean, let's be honest.
Now we're all talking about like kids and shit and being married. Back then, we're all talking about like fingering girls in garages.
I mean, look, that has its charm. I'm not saying that doesn't have its place, but I mean, maybe we should revisit some of these games that didn't get the attention they deserve.
Okay, you want to do a revisited series?
Not for Ogre.
I was like, all right, you're convincing me here.
I mean, I'll put it this way: it is a game that I do want to play again, but I also know that it is going to like have a heavy toll on my soul. It's gonna have a heavy soul toll. Would you like to re-randomize?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop.
715. 715.
What, they're like 730 games or something like that on Super Nintendo?
720 on this list of North American releases.
Fuck.
Very near the end.
Yeez.
That's a really good guess. It is X-Men Mutant Apocalypse.
Shit.
Now this one I would like to play. This is a really super good game.
This one we recorded that one in the bathysphere of Jacob's Atlanta apartment.
Wow.
Or was that
did.
Children of the Atom?
I don't think we've done Children of the Atom. Because that's the fighting game. That's the Capcom fighting game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is the one we did then.
Because we've done X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. We did the Genesis X-Men. Because I remember we did that in the High Rise, I believe. Because we talk about having to reset the console.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we've done Clone Wars for the Genesis.
No, we haven't. You want to branch off?
You
Go
want
ahead.
to do a Genesis game?
We do an
Clone Wars?
Let's do an X-Men game. It gave us X-Men. We'll do an X-Men game.
All right.
Okay, X-Men Clone Wars.
X-Men
Let's do it.
Clone Wars
Sounds
for
good.
Sega Genesis. All right.
We'll randomize the randomizer. It gave us an X-Men game. There's an X-Men game we haven't played. All right.
Now, let me ask you this. Are you okay? Because this obviously isn't going to count towards all the Super Nintendo games that we have to play. Are you good with that?
No, we're just lengthening our sentence.
Okay.
It's fine.
And we did 2 MechWarrior Super Nintendo games.
We did.
So we knocked 2 of those out. Okay.
Sounds good.
Pretty excited to play Clone Wars.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on Wednesdays. Always on Wednesdays. I don't think I've ever said that when you can find us.
Every fucking Wednesday.
Every single goddamn
whether
Wednesday.
or not we like it or not. Usually we do.
Yep. Having babies, getting married, doesn't matter. There's always going to be a show on Wednesday.
Through snow, through rain, through cum and snot.
We'll give you a show whether you want it or not.
That was good, man.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we're not famous.
I don't know either. I don't know,
Really
Dave.
weird. Why don't we have that Spotify premium? Like, why have they not come to us?
It's been a long time. We're almost to 800 episodes.
I think next episode will be our 8th year anniversary.
You're right.
Kind of fucked up.
Damn.
Fucked up. What's weird about it is so much has changed in that 8 years that it feels like it should be longer than 8 years.
It is, yeah. So this is older than our kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. My firstborn. This podcast doesn't carve on the table.
Nope, not one.
But it also wouldn't feel bad about it. So there is that.
It just covered dick on the table and people like
Right.
it. Somebody's going to like this.
And if they don't, fuck them.
It's not a turn on the floor, is it? No. You can find the show on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify,
Stitcher.
everywhere.
Pretty much.
Yeah. We're on Facebook, TADPOG on Facebook. We've got memes and episode posts. Very popular memes and very unpopular episode posts. How we roll.
Yeah, that's the TADPOG promise.
I've had memes reach well over 1 million people with hundreds of likes. Episode posts, 10 likes.
And those are pinned. And I put work into those.
I just steal shit from Leslie and Cody.
Yeah, I put those together in Premiere. That's okay. That's fine.
But are you a fan? You want to come to where that dank shit is? Tadpog Nation on Facebook. Come on over. Do you like nice, organized chat? Well, that's the Discord.
Yeah. bit.ly/Tadpog
Yeah.
Discord.
You like this show? You want to sport some gear? You can get a shirt on shirts.tadpog.com. Metal gear. They have metal gear.
Tadpog.
You want a mask? Mask.tadpog.com.
Mask.
Masks.
A shirt?
Shirt,
Did you do shirts?
shirts.tadpog.com. Yeah.
No.
Shirts.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I've definitely reached peak. I should stop drinking the schnapps.
No, you're good, man. It's good. This is good shit. That's what you had John and Ian.
Yeah, that would be nice.
What else did we do? We're on Instagram and Twitter. It's _podcast.
Yep.
You have a very, very fun Twitch channel.
Yeah, I stream on Twitch, _podcast. I normally stream on Sunday nights, and I've been picking up Friday nights recently, playing through Metal Gear Solid. And it's been fun. I'm probably going to do it this week because it's like I was ending the stream and I was like, man, I kind of want to like get through Metal Gear Solid. I've been doing that on Fridays. And I'm like, I could stream on Friday, but it's like Christmas. And I was like, maybe I'll do it anyway. I mean,
people they've already opened their presents Friday night. Like,
yeah,
you can't really go out anywhere.
Right. And if you didn't get Metal Gear Solid for Christmas, you just watch me play it.
Yeah.
You can watch me be awful at it.
You didn't get a PS1 and Metal Gear Solid for your 2020 Christmas? Come on down.
Come on. Twitch.tv/TADPOG_podcast. Got you covered.
We got you, buddy.
We got you covered. Come on, bud. Don't tell mom. I just think about all those like car commercials, like local car commercials where it's like, we're running special so good. Can't tell mom, though.
She likes it when I make money. I'm not doing... Basically, I'm just liquidating my stuff so I can flee the country. Don't
Come on
tell
now,
mom.
we'll treat you right.
Mom is symbolic of all the rules and evil in the world. Don't tell mom. Did you like your mom? I didn't. I don't tell that bitch shit.
Man, those commercials are real good. Yeah, those commercials for the General got real weird at the end, didn't they?
Come on down, save some time. Don't tell your fucking mom. Shaq likes us because no one else would give him insurance. Don't tell your mom.
Tall men need insurance, too.
What else did we do? Do we do anything? Well, I guess most importantly...
Barely.
We got that Patreon.
We do.
My phone is dead.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, we got a Patreon. I think recently we got Thomas Deeks back.
Oh, hell yeah.
Welcome back, Thomas Deeks. I know that Joseph Phillips, he recently upped his donation. I can't remember if we gave him a shout out on last episode or not.
I think we did. Let's do it again. It was a big increase.
Yeah,
So
for
thank
sure.
you.
And then also Circle Man did as well. I can't remember if we gave him a shout out, him or her a shout out.
Beach Triangle Man.
I assume, yeah. Well, yeah, Particle Man, Beach Triangle Man, right? And then this episode was executive produced by the following people who donate to us on Patreon at $20 or more a month. Usurper Grimm, God Emperor Alex Pena, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Cousin David Galino, Coronavirus Savior Cubicle Monkey, Zeus Laser, Steve Dixon, Cody Phillips, Joseph Phillips, Bantha Master, The Eightfold Daniel Abernathy, Plinko Nick Price, Time Lord Josh Edwards, Executive Producer Dig Dougie, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, Magical Sleeper, a.k.a. Big Dick Pie Baker Chris Vaughn, Laud Mulaney Dennis, Pinball Archmage Chris Edler, congratulations on your marriage, and I'm sorry you couldn't be on this episode, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Drinksmith Joey Webster, Paul Anderson, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, Demented Lemming, and Captain Detective Count Victor von Cunnilingus Hart. Thanks, guys. It goes a long way. We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, it does. You have no idea how much it's appreciated. Our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. You can find a link to that track in the show notes, tadpog.com. How you want to close it out, Dave?
I don't know, but I'm going to get a $6 burger on my way home. Ever since like last episode,
I'm going to drive back to 2002.
Do they don't have them anymore?
I don't think they do.
Oh my fucking God.
You just ask them, like, I know you got all the shit back there.
Don't hide it from
Just
me.
make me a $6 burger.
Look, I know it's close to Christmas, but I'm fucking hungry and
I know
angry.
that's cheaper than most of the burgers you sell now, but give me a $6 burger.
Yeah. I'll take a way back and order a Monster Burger.
Yeah.
And then the 16-year-old at the window be like, what?
Fuck it, give me a McArch.
An Arch Deluxe. Give me a Big Mac. You heard me.
Big Mac. You know, it's a Mac, but it's painted like to look like a Big Mac. It's like sesame seeds and shit on it. It's pretty good.
Go home, sir. You're drunk.
Why do you think about Hardee's?
Yeah, clearly I've made a series of decisions that have gotten me here. Could you just give me a hamburger and I'll give you money?
Fine, that'll be $6. I knew it!
You want to close it out as our favorite mech pilot?
Yeah, of course I do.
Give me 5 minutes.
I got mine.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So until next time.
Tropical Capricorn.
Was Ed from Xenogears.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was just a guy.
Dave Moore, mech pilot.
Yeah, I was just a guy. I couldn't. I was the AT-AT pilot from the Empire Strikes Back. Who doesn't talk, so we don't know what he sounds like. So
it could be anything.
Could have been, yeah.
Tropical Capricorn.
Probably did sound like that. What god does give you your favorite?
I anticipated it to be Athena, but it's not. It's Aphrodite.
Really?
Because Aphrodite, even defensive buffs, like I love bronze skin that Athena gives you.
Yeah.
But out of their league, that Aphrodite gives you is even better.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is really good. I love Hermes boons. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
Like I like that dodge chance, and I like the plume that you can get as the keepsake. And it's like for the faster you go, the more dodge chance you have. I love it. Even though dodge doesn't seem to proc that much.
that's why I maxed out the fists with their dodge chance. So I have like a constant 15% dodge chance.
Nice.
But I did I got a dataless hammer for the fist that each consecutive hit does like 5 more damage or some shit like that. And then I got more Hermes speed up and attack speed buffs. And I tore through shit on that run. I think that's where I got like the boss like in the last form down to like half, which is the closest I've ever been. So
you think the last form.
yeah, it's true. I don't know. You're right. I have no idea.
Man, yeah, I like the speed boosts a lot too. I do really want to do that dataless hammer only run.
No boot. Yeah, the Sisyphus
Yeah,
one, and
man.
then just have all the dataless hammer, and then all the pomegranates.
I want to try that. Yeah, and coin, because it's like I did a run last night where it was just like, because I've never done a run like this, where I just decided, let's do a money run. Let's stack the things that give you more money.
That's what I've been doing.
And it was just like, dude, you can like really go a long way just on that. I got to the final boss just doing that.
I did that. That's how I bought like the 12,000 gold or 1,200 gold Titan blood at the very Sharon's last shop.
Yeah.
Buying diamonds and Titan blood. I've been trying to farm those.
It's a good game.
It's a very good game.
It's no MechWarrior though.
You're right. It is not MechWarrior.